Alright, welcome to a video of my flea market finds for Sunday, August 3rd, 2025. But before we start, I'm going to have to show an item that I forgot to write on my piece of paper, and I just spent 15 minutes. I think I might be an artist. Anyway, 15 minutes trying to figure out when did I buy this item. I know who sold it to me, but I forgot to write on my piece of paper, and I like everything to be precise, and so I'll have to I'm 70% sure I bought it the day before, Saturday, August 2nd. I don't want to start the previous video all over again, but if it is from the previous day, I would have bought this from the man who sold me the Crevenave flip book, notepad, and the Horner musical instrument. So this is a Contempra phone, and when this came out, you had to pay extra to get the touchtone service. It's made by Norton Telecom. I tested it and it works. It's nice and loud, and so I got this for $5. I don't know when. I'm almost sure it was the previous day, because it's more likely that because I started writing what I bought from the seller, and it's more likely I forgot to write it here than completely forgetting to write anything for Sunday. Anyway, sorry for that boring interlude, but it's, I hate when I forget where I got something, or when I got it, or how much I paid for it. In this case, it's not the end of the world. I just wasn't sure between Saturday and Sunday. But if we forget about the phone, and I'm almost sure it was a previous day, starting on August 3rd, which is the day this video is about, I got this for $3. Framed image of the Hustler by Arthur Sarnoff. This image was in the basement of my father's father, my grandfather on my father's side, for the longest time during my childhood, because he had a pool table in the basement. And my brother inherited the version he had, was like framed as if it was a painting, in a much bigger frame, oversized actually almost. And I had this image. I bought this image on a laminated piece of wood like many years ago in a yard sale, probably late 1990s or early 2000s. My brother had my grandfather's one. He broke it. Don't ask me how he managed to completely destroy it. I think he tripped over it or something. It was lying around in his room. It wasn't on the wall. So I got this, and I'm going to either keep that one or the laminated one and give one or the other. He doesn't know yet. So I got this for $3. Was a no-brainer for me. I just had arrived, and I like when my first purchase doesn't take forever. And then I got something useful for $2, 3 lock and lock containers. And I'm going to remove this sticker there. It comes off. So it looks stupid, but those are kind of pricey when they're new. I checked the flaps, and they still have some life left in them. I'm going to thoroughly clean them. After that, CDs for $1 each. Most of them were all new, sealed CDs. So I don't know where the lady got them, but I got some I already have just because they're sealed. Michel Rivard, Le Goût de l'eau. Et autres chansons naïves, Le Goût de l'eau, La Lune d'automne, big hit. Les dinosaures, où sont passés les dinosaures, sealed. I already have it, but Isabelle Boulay, some sort of embargo de diffusion, 16 avril 2007, sortie de l'album 17 avril 2007. Apparently there's a CD-ROM bonus, Francophonie de 2006, and I know that her big hit there was Entre Matane et Bâton Rouge, sealed, never opened, for $1. Les Frères Brosse, l'opéra Cric Crac Rock, compilation 67-97. This album there Oh, shit, what is that? Anyway, it had the vinyl record L'Opéra Crac Rock is not easy to find. So, and there's Inaise, c'est la beau Noël. Anyway, I have the 45 of Inaise, but it's nice to have this, and it's sealed for $1. And this I was happy to find. Normand Lamour, I collect Normand Lamour stuff. And Special DJ, it's sealed, still sealed. Du délai, and Il lâchait pas la poignée de porte, the classic. This is a eccentric old man who self-made homemade records, really badly made, but very no, he's kind of cute. And actually all his the naive work in his lyrics, because he would just use he wasn't a musician, he just took some library music or out of his Casio. I'm not sure exactly the source of the background music he would sing over, but he would improvise lyrics or wrote them. But there was some naive side to his lyrics that actually gave me ASMR, believe it or not, before ASMR was in style. Well, actually, ASMR, I had ASMR even in the 70s from watching my younger brother play with toy cars, so it's hard to explain ASMR to those who don't experience it. Anyway, so $4 for 4 CDs sealed. After that, I got 4 CDs. Yes, I got this vintage toy for $10. I didn't have it, nor did my brother, but a lot of my cousins had this, and it's old. It says on it copyright 1963. I don't appreciate the extent of the wear of the paint on the stick, but yeah, it's nice, and it was a no-brainer. I had to get it for $10. And after I got this for $10, I think it was my priciest item of the day. Got this extremely useful shovel, small aluminum shovel, 100% aluminum, 2 pieces bolted together, very light. Going to put it in the car because in Quebec you have to keep a small shovel in the back in the trunk of your car in case you get stuck. So this one won't break. I had a plastic one that broke, and very, very useful. Very unusual to find this in August. Usually you find this when it starts getting cold, when it's fall. And then somebody had a bunch of buttons. Usually button sellers have a box of buttons, and you start looking through them and say, no, you have to buy, but to buy the whole box is $25 or $20 for the box, or they get stuck with it. This person had a thin, a short box lid or something, and they were all spread out very conveniently. And it was only $1 each. And sure enough, finally, I got some that were interesting enough for me. So, and somebody arrived after while I was checking them, and I told him, okay, I'm going through them, I'm going to put them on this side. He was going through, I showed him some, he took them, and it was a lot of fun to have another collector of buttons next to me. So this is cool because it's Expo and the Yum Yum chip mascot there. So unusual to find this that he had 2 and I actually got both of them. Did I need 2? No, but I don't know why. A McDonald's one here, personne vous reçoit comme moi. McDonald's. Very, very 70s-ish look, maybe early 80s. Le Cirque Ronald McDonald. Slush Puppy, I had to get it, although I think I have this specific button already, but this I have no idea what it is. Mascarette Steinberg, but it says Steinberg stores, grocery stores, and I collect Steinberg, but Mascarette I don't know. It could be something related to the 1984 anniversary of Quebec City, and where they had some sort of like a big flop when they tried to do an event, an été mer et monde with a bunch of boats, but it actually was a... Anyway, it could be related to that because this is like a sailboat. This is just because it shows the CBC Radio-Canada tower. Button. You had 2 or 3. I took the best looking one. Terre des Hommes, Montreal. This is actually what Expo 67 turned into Terre des Hommes the following year with less pavilions. And I went to Terre des Hommes several times during a few summers in the 70s with my family, and we used to bring a picnic in a Coleman icebox and a cooler. Sorry. And then this Telethon Jerry Lewis Telethon, and I have fond memories of the Jerry Lewis Telethon because it was the last event before we started school again. It was always held on Labor Day, and it was amazing to see these high amounts, like over several $1 million. Wow, that was such. Anyway. And this one I was really glad. The Castor Bricoleur, like a defunct hardware store. Oh, cute beaver. So $10 for 10 buttons. Later I came back, he had added some. I was pissed off. I went through all of them again to see the ones he added, and I've asked him, do you have any more in the back that you didn't add this time while I'm here? He said no. Okay, I didn't buy any the second time I came to that table a little bit later. So after these buttons, record seller was there, starting to pull out his records, and he had boxes of $2. Oh yeah, I have to be careful. Well, I'm not going to say who it is, but some people might recognize if I describe. So let's, what am I going to do? No, I don't think it will harm to say exactly. There was confusion between his $5 boxes and his $2 boxes. And I've asked him not once but twice while he was putting stuff out. I was checking a box, one box that he had put on the table, and he was putting a second $2 box on the ground. And I've asked him, how much are these? And I was pointing to the box I was checking. So they're all $2. So I think I didn't look at him to check that he was looking at me. So I started pulling out a whole bunch of records. And as other boxes came, and it was too good to be true. It felt like something was off. So I've asked him again. So no, that's $5. I said, oops. And so you say, I have no choice. Those are $5. So I only took this one. And mind you, when that happened, other buyers were around. And the seller knows me. It's not the first time I buy from him. So I got this one record for $5. Collage. Well, actually, that's the title of the record. It's Eddie Drennan and BBS Unlimited, featuring the hit single Let's Do the Latin Hustle, which I have the 45 for. So I was glad to get this record. I've only played one side so far. I love this. This is my kind of disco. And I need to play the second side. And so that was nice. And when the other customers left, he came back to me and said, see, I was not at ease doing a deal. So while we were alone, he said, he looked through the pile that I had put back in the box, and he said, I can do 2 for $5 for you for those. I went through the pile again. I actually took 4 out and put them 4 or 5 out, put them back in the box, because I don't want to abuse his generosity for the mix-up. And it's 3 of them actually were not worth anything because they have bad scratches on them. I don't know how I missed them. I didn't look carefully every inch of the record, every square inch of the record, but this one has a big hairline scratch that through a couple of songs, so it's worthless. But it's Andy Kendrick's Boogie Down. Actually, I had this record brand new, bought at Discus for 49 cents many years ago. I purged my collection a little bit in 1992, and I regret it later because my taste was not that developed back then. So I wanted to pick it up to erase my past mistake, but it's to be continued because there's a big scratch. For Top's Catfish, that's annoying because he had 2 copies and I picked the wrong one because it has some bad scratches at the beginning of the first side. But overall it's playable, so it's not a total loss at least. And this one sounded great until because I did only spot checks, and the second track of the second side has a bad hairline scratch going through the song, so I was pissed off. But the rest of the record sounds good, so again, not a total loss, but not worth. I would not sell it under $1 if I were selling it. I mentioned as is. This is not what I thought it is. I have to play the whole thing to see if I like it or not. The Jim Quiskin Jug Band. So I don't know what to expect. I looked at it quickly, the guitar, said, oh, okay, but actually I should have played more of it to actually identify what kind of music it is. This one I was pissed off. That's not his fault, the seller's fault, it's their fault, those who made the record. The Bobby Darin Story. So I took it's a nice US mono pressing, thick vinyl, clean, Splash Splash, Dream Lover, so yeah, why not? Except that he talks between the songs and overlaps the start of the songs, and I was so pissed. I hate that. So those are the 5 purchases I would have left behind had I known better. But I'm still a winner out of the deal here because these are good. The Pointer Sisters, that's a plenty. The legendary Sam Cooke. It's a compilation on made by RCA, but on the Candlelight Music. I know that the Candlelight released a compilation, a box set of Elvis records, and so it has 3 records. He said they were not perfect, but I couldn't find the problem with that. So it went the other way around. This time he warned me about defects that I still haven't found. So that's really weird. So this, I made a mistake in terms of, I'm 80% sure now that I read the back of the record once I got home that I think I already have bought this record. I'm not sure, but it rings a bell. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I know I bought an Impressions record in the last 2 years. So maybe I do have it, but it's in good shape. This one I'm glad I got. Johnny Taylor, Super Taylor. And yep, the guy behind this is a few years before Disco Lady. The prime of Shorty Long. I bought the Here Comes the Judge album a few years ago or last year, I'm not sure. And this sounds great. I made a mistake. I get confused between 2 Sarah Vaughan records. I wasn't sure if this is the one I need to upgrade or the other one or this one, Pop Artistry. And as I'm recording, I still don't know what happened. I think I bought, like, this is my 3rd copy, and that's not the one I need to upgrade. It's probably this one I needed to upgrade. So, well, this is a US pressing. It's a different pressing with different labels, so I'm not sure if the one I have is mono or stereo. Anyway, it's not. It didn't cost a fortune. That's another one I'm not sure if I have. I really have to sort of my record collection first, but it's so good. A few seconds I've heard when I spot checked it for condition. First choice. So let us entertain you. And don't know if I have it or not, but it's very good. Let me check the time here. Yeah, I'm late. Starland vocal band with Afternoon Delight, because my 45 sounds like crap, but doesn't look too interesting. I've checked the condition through by playing a few seconds. I said, maybe I should have just waited to get the 45 again. And 3 Billy Paul records. Billy Paul, Got My Head On Straight, When Love Is New. I think there's a few scratches as well on this one, but it's not as bad as the other ones. I have to check again. Billy Paul, Only the Strong Survive. So I got all of these for $2.50 each after I got this one for $5, so that comes to $45. So I left this seller. And I did leave behind another record that we'll see in a moment. Oh, I left it in the living room. After this, let's move on. I lost my place. Yeah, some nice old man had a few stacks of CDs on the table, so I just went through the titles. How much? $1 each. Yunk! Got this one out. Strictly commercial. Frank Zappa, the best of Frank Zappa. Probably have this. I think I have this already, but it's Frank Zappa. No scrap. After I got my $1 Zappa CD, yep. Somebody had a bunch of comic books, and I saw this one. Yank! Benoit Brisford collect his books by Payou, the guy behind the Smurfs. And I don't have Madame Adolphine. I told him I need the 3 Pussy books. I really want to find these books. I paid $10 each in great shape. That's how badly I want these Pussy books. Well, I had that pocket. Anyway, so going back to Benoit Brisford Adolphine, $2. Yay! Because a condition issue, there's some stains on a few pages. I think it's around here. So I showed him the stains. If I can just find them. Great, I can't. Murphy's Law, I think. Oh. Anyway, trust me, there's a big brown stain. I think it's from coffee or something like that. And he said, well, usually it's 5, but because of the condition, I'll let it for 2. So I was glad. So that was nice of him. A very nice seller too. Then I got this one light bulb, brand new, Sylvania, 150 watt. And there's a place in my in the basement in the furnace room that's what goes there. And when it's burnt, I'll have a spare one here. I don't understand. I shook it when I got home. I said, oh crap, I think I heard something jiggling in there. I tested it, it works, so I don't understand how that can be possible. So I got this $1 bulb, and then I don't usually buy many DVDs unless they're TV series and like entire seasons. But it's the first time I saw a nice selection of DVDs at 50 cents each. So I got 9 of them, and the guy rounded it up to $4. So that comes to about 45 cents each DVD. A promotional, not for sale DVD of the 3 first episodes of Bewitched, only in English. The first 3 at Police Academy on 2 discs. One is 2-sided, so the 3 best ones. So that was 50 cents. The Amityville Horror, Amityville La Maison du Diable. I haven't seen this for years, and I remember I liked it, so it would be nice to see it again. Although I might be confusing certain things with Poltergeist, I'm not sure. 2 guilty pleasures. For the next 2 is just for some certain scenes I like, with Puss in Boots, nice rounded Puss in Boots here for 50 cents. Why not? And there's a scene in Santa Claus 2 with the stuffed reindeer I like too. 50 cents. I might have this already though. Not sure. Kill Bill, which I haven't seen yet. I heard about it. It's a Quentin Tarantino, so why not for 50 cents? How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Wasn't sure if I had it or not on DVD, so there we go. I do know that I have the vinyl soundtrack. I got at the bazaar about 25 years. This I was surprised. That's the first one I found in the stack. The Wiz. I have the vinyl soundtrack, and this is Michael Jackson right there, but I've never seen the movie, so that would be interesting. And this one I was glad, because I've dubbed a cassette on beta when I rented it in the 80s. Now I have the Delirious is the better show. Raw is not quite as good, but Delirious is a classic. I love this. So 50 cents for this. So $4. Well, actually, it comes to a little bit less than 45 cents each. After these DVDs, let's move on. DVDs. $4 for, oh yeah, $2 each. $4 for 2 CDs at $2 each. So I'll switch to French. Les Appendices chantent. Une série que j'ai découvert beaucoup sur le tard, j'ai manqué quasiment tout ce qu'ils ont fait malheureusement, mais le peu que j'ai vu d'eux autres, j'aime bien ça, les Appendices. Et ça, je sais pas comment le prononcer, les Anne Guédès, On est everything. Puis les titres sont super drôles. Couette martien, Toi Morin, Chris de folle, Noun de cuir, Elvis il pue, il est mort. Je suis trop dedans. Ça rend cochon à la boisson en t'attendant, toi. The titles are really like French Canadian, really funny. And it's all like handmade, like stitched here. It's really for $2, something I never see with funny titles like that. I had to get this. $4 for those two CDs. And oh yeah, this folds over here. Where's the rest? Come on, I'm almost done. Two more. Yeah, oh yeah, I left this in the living room. So it'll take a second. That's a stupid mistake. I put them right here. Okay, so if you remember the guy who sold me these records there, I went back because I left one behind. I decided to get it and to pay him back for the got a $10 record as is. The Hep Stars, and he explained something to me, and he was right. This is the first collaboration between the two guys from ABBA. I don't want to butcher their names, but B. Ulvaeus and B. Anderson, the other one? Yeah, B. Anderson, B. Ulvaeus, the first collaboration. The two guys from ABBA. And it was $10. Good. The record is okay. I've checked the condition. That was okay. So I gave him $10 for that one. And then final purchase. There we go. Final purchase, $10 in pre-album. The seller who sold me some 50 cents record, I decided to try two more. This one actually I don't know why I took it, but it's really scratchy, like a kid leaving it on the floor and wooden floor and stepping on the record type of scratch. Is like unplayable. So I played it today on this thing because I can play anything on that Electro Home Apollo or BSR changer. And I actually, despite the scratches, I enjoyed, and how high the moon scat is hilarious. I really love that. I gotta find a better copy of this, but I know it's not a $1 record. But that was 50 cents. Actually, it gave me a chance to listen to it, although I could have listened to it online, but it's not the same thing. But this one, I took a chance. Jay Alensky, Tendre et la nuit. I recognize the label, RKM. The name itself, I recognize seeing that name on some Plastic Bertrand records. And production Lou pour RKM. So that this is in the year. I always check the year. 79. Yep, I'm going to try it. Turns out I like it. The whole thing is good. Curiously, I checked on Discogs. This is in this condition. The record doesn't have any scratches. The cover has a little bit of ring wear. This is roughly $30. I paid 50 cents for it. Yay! So that ended. Was the last purchase of the day. For Sunday, August 3rd. So thanks for watching.